Okay, so here's a little demonstration of how to format your paper and tone it and draw crosshairs on it. The first thing you need to do is the formatting. You can just draw a line freehand around the edge like this if you'd like to. If you'd like to get a little more precise, you could use a second piece of paper as a straight edge. I can fold this in half the hamburger way, as we used to say in elementary school, and then line the edges up here and here, and then try to make this parallel to this edge. It's really not necessary to be too precise, but some people like to. And I can just make a line along there, flip it to the other side. Do the same. I'm trying to make the width about equal. If you have a ruler, you could measure and actually make the width equal all the way around. If not, you can do what we artists tend to call eyeballing it. You could fold your paper the other way. And do the same thing along those other edges. So this is just a regular piece of copy paper. Usually in class we use 8 by 10 inch paper. I think this might be actually a little bit bigger than that, 8.5 by 11 perhaps. So the edge, the format won't bring it down to about that 8 by 10 size. If you're somebody who works really slow, you can feel free to work smaller. The best way that I've ever found to work more quickly in art is to work smaller. After you have a format around your edge, you should tone your paper. If you have a wood pencil or another soft medium like charcoal or something like that, you can shade over the paper with the wide edge. You're trying to achieve a value of 3 or 4 on the value scale. If you don't have something like this, if you're forced to work with, say, pen, you could just skip ahead to step 4 here. It's we all just have to do the best with what we have. So if you are toning your paper, and I do highly recommend toning your paper, it's going to make the later part of this drawing so much easier. It's kind of a huge cheat. So don't worry too much about staying within the lines. You can always clean up the parts where you go out when you're done. So I'm going to apply a nice even layer of graphite all over. I'm going to vary the directions of my lines. So I did a layer that way, and now I'll do a nice light layer this way. I'll do the same thing to cover the whole paper. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll make this video fast forward so you don't have to wait while I do so.
One trick, I'm picking up a little texture from my desk here. If you have that problem, something you could do to solve that problem would be to put a few extra pieces of paper as cushioning under your paper.
When you need to sharpen, you should sharpen. Here's my value scale that I made for the previous assignment. So I can use this to measure and see, oh yes, definitely a 3 to a 4. I sprayed this, by the way. I sprayed this with hairspray. At school, we use spray fixative to make things stop smearing. Just FYI, you can use hairspray. Somehow cheap hairspray tends to work better than expensive hairspray. And then we want you to even this out by rubbing it. If you have a paper towel, you're welcome to use a paper towel instead of getting pencil all over your hand. If you don't, though, a finger really does work just fine. I actually like to maintain a little bit of texture in my toning. This sort of, I think it adds visual interest. So the next thing to do to prepare your paper is to lightly draw horizontal and vertical crosshairs. We can use this folded paper again to put in those crosshairs. I already have it folded halfway this way. So if I line up the edge here with the edge of this paper, and then make a line, this line will be in the middle of the paper. Oops. I'm sure it's hard to see on the camera. Sorry about that. But we do want that crosshair nice and light because we want to get rid of it when the drawing is done. So there you have it. This paper is set up and ready to start drawing on. See the next video for instructions for drawing.